years. I worked in all areas of the music business, and I'm so lucky and blessed to be doing what I'm doing now and have all the support of great people like you guys. And a lot of people, of course, know me best now for That Metal Show. Thanks. And a lot of people ask me the same question all the time. How did That Metal Show happen? How does it happen that you've got these three schmucks and that you sit there and talk on TV about music? Like, how did this happen? And the truth of the matter is that I was a host on VH1 Classic way before That Metal Show. The channel was not in as many homes at the time, and not as many people saw it. So I don't know how many of you guys saw those shows. I used to host a show called Hanging With on there. I interviewed all sorts of artists. One day it would be like John Mellencamp. The next day it was Gloria Gaynor. The next day it was Robert Plant. I mean, I did everything for the channel. But it was very scripted. It was very much like they asked me to act a certain way, talk a certain way, dress a certain way. And all those years that I worked on the channel, I was very lucky to do it. But I always kept saying to them, hey, let me do my thing. Let me talk the way I want. Let me have the guests on that I want. Let me do my kind of show. And it was no, 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 no. And then finally there was a change at the channel, and they decided that they were going to let me do my show. They said, let's talk to you about this idea. So they pulled me in, and I had this meeting. And they said, okay, we'd like to explore this idea of doing this rock talk show with you. However, we don't want you to be the only guest, or the only host, rather. We'd like you to have other guys out there with you. And I don't know, guys that could mix it up a little bit and kind of stir the pot. Do you know any guys like that? And I sat and I thought about it, and I said, not only do I know one guy like that, I know two. And they said, well, who do you have? And I said, well, I got these friends named Don and Jim. And they come up on my radio show and sit in with me all the time. Woo! And we love the same music, and they're stand-up comedians for a living, but they truly love the music. So I said, let me introduce you guys to them. And they said, well, we don't really know these guys, so do you have any demo, anything that illustrates their work? So I said, I'll get you something. So immediately, I called Don and Jim. I said, hey guys, I got this great opportunity. This could be really big, this could be really cool. But the network needs your demo. Do you have any sort of video, any sort of demo, anything that I can give to the network to show your talent? Yeah, we'll send you something. So they send me this link on email, and it comes in. And I'm so excited about the opportunity to finally get this show off the ground that I just take the link and I forward it to the head executive at VH1. The head executive at VH1 is also a woman. And I see it and I'm like, okay, this is your demo, let me just get it over there. And I hit forward and I send it to everybody at VH1. About 5 minutes later, I get a call from this woman and she says to me, these are your friends? And I'm like, yeah, and all of a sudden my heart just dropped. I'm like, oh my God, what is on this video? She says, why don't you open the link and take a look at it and then give me a call back and let me know what you're thinking here. Oh shit, what's on this thing? So I go back to my computer, I open the link. The link was, and I'm not making this up at all, their demo was, they were doing a series of DVDs called Meet the Creeps. Perfect name for those two. And the clip they sent me was Don, they were in a hotel room, and Don was on a toilet with the top half, it's an old school toilet bowl, like where the water is in the top, you know, with the tank. The lid is off the tank. Don is squatting on the top half of the tank with no pants on, taking a shit in the upper level of the toilet bowl, while Jim stood above him and coached him and said, come on, get it all out, do it, do it. They called this an upper decker. And the idea was that they would then, and this is all on video, and it's actually on their DVDs if you have them, they would then call the front desk clerk of the hotel and say, "There's something wrong with the toilet bowl, you need to come and check it." And the clerk would come up and flush the bowl, and instead of the shit going out of the bowl, shit would come into the bowl. And they would sit there and go, "We don't know what's wrong, something's wrong with the toilet." That was the demo that they had me send to VH1, to the woman at VH1. Against all comprehension, the woman still took the meeting. And here we are, 5 years later and over 100 episodes later. Thank you. And the longest running show on the history of the network, go figure.
There you go.
And from there we went on, and we've had so many tremendous guests and moments and amazing history with the show, and we've been off for a little while, but the good news is we're going to be back with new shows that we start shooting in February, so we are coming back with another season. Thank you. Yeah, so we're really excited about that, and we're working everything out, all the details, and we're going to be doing it from New York starting mid-February, and you'll see new shows starting February 21st. But you know, back to my old life on VH1 Classic, I did so many great interviews, and talking about a guy like Ace and some of the other guys, you know, I did one interview in all my life on TV that to this day has never, ever aired.